PSA for our lonely seniors, or please don't fall victim to trying to be in a relationship because you feel like you're lonely. Don't do it. I understand being lonely or being alone can feel lonely, but if you engage yourself in other activities opposed to trying to jump into marriage with somebody that you don't know, you barely know, just out of loneliness, it can go wrong. It can be a train wreck. And I have a quick story that I'm going to share with you. A friend of mine who did that. Now, she she had been married before for about 20 years in her younger years, so in the early 20s. So she had already had everything established. Well, she accomplished everything with her ex-husband. They had the children, they had the house, the dog, the American dream. And all of that was fine, but that fizzled out after, the 20 years of marriage for whatever personal reasons. And so after being alone, let me take this off. I thought I had my other earring in. So after being alone for, so many years, because her ex-husband, he moved on. Sometimes men can pick up and move on really quick. No offense, men. I'm sure some women can too, so don't come for me in the comment section. But she remained single for many years. She would date like off and on. Ugh, speaking of dating, those dating apps, stay off of those. Those absolutely don't work for us. For a lot of people, for some people, it's a unicorn. My son met his now fiance on one of those dating sites. So again, a unicorn situation. But anyway, on with the story. So she was dating off and on, and just nothing was coming out of these from the dating sites because people are predatory. They lie on the dating apps. A lot of people, they just looking for a nurse with a purse. And so you fall victim into that. And she would get on and off. So she took a break for a minute, and then she got back on Facebook dating app. That's where she met Mr. Wonderful. Now, she didn't bring him around a lot, but she did speak on him and would frequently go and visit him. He lived in another city, probably about maybe an hour distance. And so she thought he was the finest thing, fine as wine. And so they connected and talked. And I remember her telling me things that he would say, comments like, we got more years behind us than we have in front of us. This guy had never been married before. She had been married before. And so I guess just being lonely and just wanting to be married and wanting the companionship, they decided they were going to get married. So the next thing I know, she telling me she engaged. So I'm asking her, well, huh? I think they had met and I think they got engaged in like 2 weeks. And so, mind you, she's established. She has a nice home. She has a couple of cars. So she has her assets and everything in place. And thank God she has our home in a trust because she and I had both went at the same time and put our homes in trusts. So thank God she at least had that in place. And again, she didn't bring the guy around much. But anyway, they wound up getting married like 4 months later. Now, here's the thing. They were not on equal playing fields. He did not have nearly as much as she had in terms of assets. And I remember I would be asking her, what is his credit like? Does he have money saved? And she just didn't want to hear any of that. Now, I'm not beating up on her. I'm just sharing the story as to why in our older age, we have to be cautious and we got to be careful. And if we're meeting people, we should if you have any friends or family Let them vet this person with you. So try to make a long story condensed. They wound up getting married. Now he living in another city, like I said. He wanted to move closer. So here's some other things that you just don't do. Do not sign your name to anything. Don't share bank accounts. Keep your bank accounts separate. Don't sign your name on any car loans. Don't sign your name on any leases. If the man you are meeting and dating and you guys have to get another residence, let him do all of that. You can go and be there if you guys don't choose to live together, but don't sign your name to anything, and I'm going to tell you why right now. So he wanted to move to be closer to where she was because she wasn't going to move out of her house, or let him move into her house. Thank God she had sense enough for that too. So they decided to rent a place. Again, he was the one that had to move closer to her, so he should have been able to just get the place on his own. What'd she do? She signed her name on to the lease with him. Well, as the situation would have it, of course, the marriage wound up not working out shortly after they were married. She just really started to see more red flags with this guy, seeing that he wasn't good with money. And all in all, he just wasn't really ready to be a provider anyway. He wasn't ready to be married. But she moved forward with it anyway, in hopes that things would work out for the best. And here's the other thing, ladies. No Build-A-Bears. If they are not already packaged and, are what you need and desire, don't do it. It's okay to just, date or have companionship, but just let that person have their own space. You have your own space, and then you just come together when, you want to come together. Tying yourself to a marriage at this age can be more of a detriment than a benefit, 9 times out of 10. So anyway, to finish with the story, again, the marriage completely started to dissolve. And my friend went back to her house, and the husband stayed at the rental home. She went on to file for divorce, more money. Back the story up. The wedding was really nice, about a 40, 50 person wedding, very beautiful. But she put money in on the wedding as well. So not only do you find yourself wasting time, money, energy, you're also taking a chance with your credit because, like I said, she moved back to her own home. He was still at the other home. She would go by periodically to check, to, just kind of look around. Eventually, he had to ditch the place because he could not afford it. What does that say when you break a lease? So young people too, don't commingle anything, And I asked her, well, how do you feel about all of this? She said, I really wish I would have talked more to you about the situation. I really wish I would have vetted him more, because had I dated him and vetted him completely, there's no way she would have married him, because the things she started to see after the fact, she would have had an opportunity to see them during the dating phase. But like I said, at least her home was in a trust. So, and then they weren't married long enough for him to come after her for, he never paid any bills in her house or anything of that nature. So thank God, she didn't have that type of situation. But just think of how wrong that could have gone. So we have to protect ourselves in these later years. I understand we want the companionship, but you have to know going that route can be detrimental to you. Young people take a lesson from that page as well. But anyway, I think she hasn't heard from him. I think the divorce is still in play. But just think, just again, the time, the money from being tied together, having to shut down the bank accounts. I think she helped him do a lot of things. So again, no builder bears. When you at this age, both parties should be established. I get it. I understand life happens to people. And if life has happened to someone, let them get their life back on course, back on track, and then you come together. There's nothing wrong with that. If it's meant to be, then then you guys can wait. And that's the other thing. When she wasn't giving much information about the guy, that was a red flag to me. I'm like, yeah, something got to be kind of up with this because you normally share kind of almost everything, and this is just kind of like a top secret type of thing. And probably was embarrassed because he wasn't really working with as much as she deserved him to be. And this goes for men too. So, men, don't get offended. Women do this to men as well, and I'm aware of that. But since I'm a woman, I'm just kind of mainly speaking from a woman's perspective. But you have to look at it for what it's worth. You just have to be, we just have to protect ourselves. If you have assets, you have to protect your assets. You have to protect your emotions and your feelings because again, there are a lot of people that are predators out there. I don't know how many of you guys saw the movie. I think it was Dear John or something. The older woman had a lot of assets and she met this nice, handsome, charming guy because they could be very charming. And a lot of them, they play the long game. They will stick it out, love bomb you for a long period of time in order to try to get what it is you have. Me personally, a few pieces of advice from me. I used to want to get married again, I'm not gonna lie. But after just knowing what's out there and knowing that I have to protect myself and my peace, I'm good. I'll date. If we're gonna be exclusive, that's fine, but we don't have to get married. Mm-mm. And um, with that, because people will, I don't know, again, and then there's like a lot of builder bears, like I said earlier, on the dating apps, people be lying. Oh, speaking of that, I think somebody told her that her soon to be ex husband was back on a dating app. And you know how you can put the little sticky things on your profile picture? He had a sticky on there saying that he was a homeowner. The lies, the lies. And then I think from the bits and pieces that I got from her, he lied by omission early on, certain things he didn't include about himself while he called himself being transparent. And so, anyway, you just have to listen up and pay attention. Oh, but that's what I was saying. For me, there's no commingling any money. You do your thing. I do my thing. If I want to treat from time to time, that's fine. If the man wants to treat, sometimes you'll come across a man that's a man that will be like, no, don't go into your purse and pay for anything. I got it covered. And if that's the case, that's wonderful. But you just have to just like really be mindful and just really protect yourself. Because I'm not interested in anybody trying to take me for a ride. Oh, that's what I was getting ready to say. No, when I meet somebody and they try to get all in my business, I'm not telling you nothing. I don't own nothing. You know, don't worry about what my job is. We can have this good conversation because see, people will pick you for information, and just depending on how long you've been knowing the person, you release information about yourself little by little. And then be careful about what you're releasing because people will take stuff and use it against you later on down the line. Excuse me. So you just can't let them be all in your business like that. So just for us older women and men, just be mindful of the people that you are coming in contact with. Ask yourself, why is this person here? What is this relationship supposed to be? And just tread lightly. Don't go all in like my friend did. Um, Again, I guess she had been married before, so she just felt, lonely after that long period of time and felt like, I want to go for it again. Mm-mm. Why? When you are that up in, when we're this up in age, again, we want companionship. Nothing wrong with it. But I mean, shoot, if you got to, I don't know, get a dog or something, but be mindful. Again, a lot of these people want a nurse with a purse. Again, I'm not only talking about, men, women do the same thing. So just be cautious and be careful and just know that, first of all, if you're loving on yourself and you love yourself, that's all that really matters. Because people will come in and they can try to tear you down and just wear you down and just get all in your psyche. Again, like that movie Dear John, he had that lady, going. Her family couldn't tell her nothing about this man. And he turned out to be this whole narcissistic psycho babble person. And again, even young ladies, listen, you don't want no Build-A-Bears. You want somebody that has a head on their shoulders, that has their stuff together, and don't be in a rush. And a lot of men, stop moving in with these women. Have your own place. I've seen a lot of people, a lot of men, that don't have their own place. They always moving in with these women. Again, don't come for me. If it's not you, wonderful. Some men do have their own, and women try to go move in with them. Ladies, have your own. So the same thing I'm gonna say to the men, I'm saying it to the ladies also. So don't come for me. I'm just giving some solid advice. Don't move in together. Don't commingle funds because somebody might not be good financially. My ex-husband was terrible with money. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's not what I'm talking about. But some people are good with money, some people are not. And and be careful when you're trying to go into business with people. You want to make sure you are not going into business with somebody that's over emotional because that will take your business faster than you can blink your eyes. But anyway, this video is not about business. So hopefully this information has helped somebody. But yeah, things can go wrong real quick if you have assets and you mess around and you marry somebody and it falls apart. I mean, just imagine had that man been paying any of her bills at her primary residence. He would have probably tried to come after her, for her property. Imagine had she co-signed for him on that car that he had to go and buy. It's bad enough she co-signed on the rental, so prayerfully that'll be okay. But yeah, be very wise. Think before you take action. Don't let nobody smooth talk you. Don't let anybody love bomb you. It's great. You want to give me all the admiration and accolades you want to give me. I'll gladly accept all of them. But we not moving forward the way you want to move forward. We're going to move at a slower pace and we're going to move at a wise pace, especially in our golden years, our second half of life. Because I want to enjoy my second half of life. So I'm going to take my sweet time. Um, Again, those dating apps, tread lightly. Okay. Anyway, I hope this video has really shined a light on dating and being older, and even for the young people. You know, just be careful. You know, it's sharks out there, and they smell you. It's just like blood in the water for sharks. And those people, they smell it. They can see, they can tell if you're vulnerable. And the other thing I think we do, we talk too much. Don't tell so much of your business up front. Be more of a listener. Listen to what this other person is saying. Because when you give too much of the blueprint, the only thing they're doing is mirroring you. That's the other thing before I go. Ladies, and men too, I guess, when they ask you, what are you looking for in a man? Don't you dare, don't tell them what you're looking for, because guess what they're going to do? They're going to become that what you're looking for. I always just simply say, I'll know it when I see it. So you just be yourself, and I'll decide if you're for me. Simple. So if you want somebody that's affectionate, attentive, charming, um, a gift giver, a funny, whatever those qualities are you're looking for, you just sit back and you just observe this person that you're dating. And if those things show up, then that person is for you. But guess what? If you tell him those things, guess what he gonna be? He gonna be affectionate. He gonna be funny as heck. He gonna come with all, he gonna look up all the good jokes, and and guess what? That's your man. So I never tell what it is I'm looking for if I'm dating. Mm-mm. You just show me who you are. Be your authentic self, and I'll decide if you are for me. Anyway, I'm going to let you guys go. I'll see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you got some good tips, some good information. I hope that story helped you along the way. If you got any questions about it, in the comment section, let me know. But yeah, so tell me your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.